Sean Meyers now joined by the new head coach for Hempfield Area Spartans football, Nick Keefer. And first off, Nick, congratulations. I know that you've been with the program for many, many years, more than a decade with Spartans in a number of different capacities. So how exciting is this moment for you?
Well, first off, thanks, Sean, for having me. And I'm not sure words can accurately describe how excited my family and I are for this opportunity. Like you said, we've been here over 10 years. We live in the district, teach in the district, coaching here, and we're very excited for this opportunity for sure.
So we mentioned you've been with the program in a variety of roles since 2011. So you've been with different head coaches, including Mike Brown, the last couple of years. When he ultimately stepped away from the program, did you know right away that this was a position that you aspire to?
I did. And that kind of came as a surprise to us, right, with Mike stepping away. But I thought the timing was right for me and my family. And, this has been a goal of mine to be the head coach of Hempfield here once I started in this program. Like I said, I live in this district. I teach in this district, and it just feels right. The timing was right to try to have this opportunity. So it felt right. And, we went through the weekend, started our off-season workouts then with the kids that Tuesday. And, the kids have been working hard for the last eight weeks. And then, tonight they made it official. So it's been really good.
What do you think were maybe some of your qualities that separated you from the other prospective candidates?
I think, loyalty, like we said, this is my 12th year in the district. I've been a part of the track program. I've been a part of the softball program. I've been with football on a variety of ways. Started with the wide receivers coach, then went into quarterbacks, being offensive coordinator. I was the head coach of the 9th grade program for 3 years. So I think I know these kids. I love these kids. I've been here for them for all these years. And I think that, I think the administration saw that and they put their faith in me. And I can't be more excited.
How much of a transition is it for you? Because as you said, you've been around, so you know these kids, you know the program, but it seems like certainly the responsibility increases pretty drastically.
It is, but I've been fortunate enough to work for some really good head coaches. And it's starting with Greg Meisner and then Rich Bowen. And then I had my own program there for 3 years at the 9th grade level. And then this past season with Mike Brown, they all knew I had aspirations of getting to this point in my career. So that they were able to delegate certain things to me that most head coaches do, and that they knew that I wanted to be the head coach. I was excited and I was eager to do some of those things. So they let me be the strength and conditioning coordinator, or they let me handle some recruiting aspects, or they let me be handle the media aspect of bringing in the stats and making sure that, because I know I've been in contact with you last season, regardless of starters and this and that. So I feel like I have been preparing for this role these last 12 years, with the head coaches that I have. And I also think that, being able to coach other sports, that's also prepared me, working under legends like Ron Collin in the track program, LaRoy Wilson, Dave Murray, our throws coach, also with, Bob Kaut, the GOAT, as people say. I take a little bit of everything that all those guys do, how to treat kids, how to make sure to break down skills the right way and handle the fundamentals. So I think I morph all of those different guys, all of their characteristics and put it into my own and then try to go from there.
So this past fall, it was, I think, the best of both worlds. You had all the highs, but you also had some lows because it was the best start in, 5 decades or whatever for Hempfield Area. You win your first 5 games. It seemed like it was maybe a defining season in program history. And yet in the end, the Spartans missed the playoffs. So I'm sure that there's a lot to take away, again, both positive and negative from this past year. What did you learn, and what did maybe some of the players who are still with the team learn from all this?
Well, first off, I think that these underclassmen are able to see, the leadership that those seniors had. We had, what was it, probably 18 two-way starters where they really bought into the system and they worked their butts off in the offseason because they knew the type of year that they could have. I had those seniors as freshmen, and we had a couple big wins that season, and they knew the potential they had. And I think Mike and his staff really brought that out of them this last year. So I think underclassmen have to first look at that senior leadership that we just lost, and they have to try to emulate that this season. They have to put in the work, and they have been. Like I said, we went eight strong weeks here, and then spring sports started this past week. So I've been with track a little bit, and then with football today as well. So I think they are buying in, and they just have to really focus in on that and make sure that they're committed the rest of this spring and into the summer. And then they know what is capable of us if we do put that all together.
I'm sure it's extra disappointing for the seniors to miss the playoffs because that was such a big and talented group of seniors who were, represented the vast majority of the production of the team. So not to say that you're starting from scratch, but you have to replace a ton. With that in mind, what are the short-term goals that you have?
Well, I think, like I said, Hempfield kids are committed kids. They show up to work every day, and they want to get better. They really do. So I think that, we just have to try to continue and build off of the momentum that we had last year. Yes, we have to replace a lot of starters. Like I said, I think we returned maybe three starters from last season, but we also can look at that. Well, let's build off of that success and also the success of the JV team. The JVs went 7-3. They had a successful year. They have to build off of their momentum as well and see that, well, it's not just going to happen on its own. You have to keep working. You have to get stronger. You have to get faster. You have to put the time in, and then to try to make it at that next level. So I think that's, for starters, we just have to make sure that we're all buying in like they have been and continue on that progress.
Now looking more long-term, there's no doubt that Hempfield area football has struggled over the past decade plus. And I know that you want to get it maybe to new heights. How do you ultimately take it there?
Well, I think we're on our way for sure, Sean. I look at participation, making sure we're getting the kids out. We had 85 players on our varsity team last year. You look at the middle school level, they had 78 kids on the middle school team, 7th and 8th grade. And then our 5th and 6th grade team at the youth level made it to their championship. And I know that the 3rd and 4th grade team and the flag teams were successful as well. So I think making sure that those youth kids, we're getting the kids out, we retain them the next year, and they're having a fun, positive experience in football where they can continue on each year.
Lastly, I know your father very well. I've covered him for almost a decade during his time down at Carlo.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He's a great coach because he always talks about the player's success off the court first and graduating people, things of that nature. I'm sure some of that is carried over to you. How much has he impacted your career?
I can't say how much he's impacted me. It goes beyond words. He truly is my hero. He was my role model growing up. And I go back, I always tell a story of, it was kindergarten and it was career day. And I wore an Oliver Bears collared shirt and a whistle and parachute pants because I knew I wanted to go be a teacher and be a coach. That's always been my goal, my life dream. And to have that opportunity now to lead my own program and have him on board with me. My brother's also on board. He'll come and help on the defense side of the ball and run the defense. So we are really looking forward to that. It's an opportunity that we've been looking forward to for a long time, and we are very excited. So, it goes beyond football. We always say we're not here for the next 4 months or 4 years. We're here the next 40 years. We're always here for these kids. And I think they do know that.
Well, Nick, certainly, once again, congratulations on becoming the new head coach for Hempfield area football. We look to see you a lot this fall as well.
Thanks a lot, Sean.